Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to the Pick a Card today. I got a beautiful letter, an email. I love waking up and finding emails from you guys in my email box. And today it was a tender little message, very short. And I'm going to use the person's initial just to protect them because I'm not sure what their full situation is. And the initial is T. And so, T, this is your reading. And I will be sending you a link when it's finished. Because what I'm doing lately is I'm inviting you guys to send me an email with a question, and then I can create a reading for everyone from that very question so that we can share both the joys and the sorrows of whatever problem we're in because it's so common. And so today's winner is T. And T wrote to me and asked if the past love in her life still has life in it. Is it worth it to put her time and energy into a relationship from the past? Is the love still there? So that's what we're talking about today. So let me light my candle. And if you are in this situation where you're really wondering if an ex should stay in the past or if an ex should be part of your future, what is that answer? And so, T, thank you so much for bringing your question to me. And how this works is that every one of the cards that we pick today probably have a little piece of your story, T, because that's what I find when I look at the stories in the cards. For some reason, the interpretation that comes is comforting to people. And that's what I'm wishing for you. And then at the end of the reading, I'm going to do a personal card reading for T. And you guys are welcome to watch along and to watch that reading. Because the thing I found over all my many years of reading is that there's no one human that has a singular experience from other humans. Heartbreak is every human experiences heartbreak at one level or the next. Every human feels nervous in certain parts of being in a relationship. And that's what we're after here. How can you recover from things that hurt you in the past and go forward to make a real difference in your life? Okay. So, welcome. Thank you for those flowers. You guys are giving me flowers already. I love it. I was saying my last live that I feel like well, I am a real person. Um, but if I were at a market near you and I had a little table set up and I was giving out free readings just because I feel like doing it. It's a beautiful day. I love the cards, and I have a tip jar, and my tip jar is the like button. So I really appreciate your cooperation with that because it helps me feel more connected to you guys because I can't see you. I can just feel you. So we're going to draw for T. T, this reading is for you. Thank you. And I really appreciate when you all take the time to write me your question. My email is right here, and I will answer you back. All right, so let's draw our three cards for our love readings today. And our focus is on maybe having regrets or wanting to connect with someone in the past. If you're in that situation that you feel you want to connect with someone in the past, an ex you can't stop thinking about, um, you might have even gotten a phone call or message in the last few days from somebody a long time ago. It took you totally by surprise. There's so many scenarios. And there are reasons, I will tell you, there are reasons that people come back to you for sure. I had a personal experience where an ex came back and I left the man that became my husband actually. I left him sitting in his apartment and went to meet an old boyfriend for drinks because I had to know. I knew that if I never saw him again, that I wouldn't know for sure that he wasn't, you know, somebody I needed to stay connected to. So let's see, pile number one. We have the life purpose card. Okay, pile number one. Pile number two. We have the love card. And I'm just going to show you, this is the cards I'm using. And pile number 3. Oh gosh, this is good stuff, guys. I can already tell. Um, so many of you guys who follow me, you write similar comments, and so I know that the people that tune in are on the same wavelength. So what can happen in a reading like this is we all can hold each other up. So even though I know your heart is aching and you're wanting answers about love, take yourself outside your own world for a minute, and everybody lift somebody else up, somebody that's watching this reading. Allow yourself to bless that stranger with an answer, whether it comes from me and my cards or from a friend in their real world. But let's all hope for each other that we can really stop looking at the past and create a new future. Even if a love comes from the past, your highest success will be if you use it as a complete fresh start. Okay? Because if we can learn, and I believe we can, to leave the past in the past, to acknowledge that we did not bring the best out in each other and there was a reason we moved on, and to let go completely. There's a tool. You'll see it right in the description box. It's called the Soulmate Generator. I highly recommend it. If you follow the directions, you will start to detach yourself from what you hurt about. Okay? And you can begin to create love from your past instead of creating walls in your past. Okay, enough ranting. Sorry, you guys, I just couldn't help myself. So this is pile 1. Welcome to your pile 1. What we're wondering is, what do you need to know about love in the past? Is it worth replanting? Should it be let go? What's your personal situation? If you don't have a soulmate issue, that this might be an issue around a friend from years ago. Maybe you were betrayed at work, but there's something around love for you that you have questions. You might not even be aware of it, but you have questions about, why did that happen? What are you supposed to do with a hurtful experience in the past? This is, let me just show you my deck. I love this one. It's the Lover's Path Tarot. Okay. And we have the Six of Cups. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of like old-fashioned romance stories cards. And we have the Five of Wands. Okay. This is a very interesting little collection, my friend. Pile 1. Okay. Well, the first thing I can't help but notice is the similarity of these characters. Can you see? I don't want to disrupt to pull forward, but just as you can do that on your phone, you can make it bigger and take a look. But they look so similar. Okay, so in this past connection, pile 1, there was a lot of volatility, and volatility is that word of like too much. There's like people would tease each other or be sarcastic, a lot of pushing and shoving, a lot of um, sarcasm is a big issue around this, because the people who are causing a lot of the turmoil think it's fun. And I have a sarcastic family, and I've had to work on that. For me, I can't make them stop being sarcastic. That makes me really nervous. But if I can start to understand that even though I'm quite different from That sarcasm energy, I can be snarky for sure. And if you upset me, it's going to come out and I'm going to snark at you. So to me, it looks like this past connection has a lot of pain in it for you, pile one. And I look over here, look at this card. Look at the person behind trying to coax her. And again, if we compare these figures, and this woman, it almost looks like this woman is the woman in the life purpose card. So I'm sensing that for you, pile one, I'm sensing it's best for you to leave this person in your past. It seems to me that you have grown so much farther than them and that they don't even understand how to treat you. They might knock you or tease you. You know, there's that thing about negging, negging, where there's a style that some partners do where they tease you negatively on purpose for some reason, but it's not good for you. You need to be supported. Look, see how she has that beautiful circle around her head, pile one. Here, where is it? Right? Where is her divine sense of herself? Where's her ability to create that aura around herself to protect herself? So I feel, pile one, that the lesson is that there is someone in your future who really can nurture you and nurture your energy, that when you're radiating your full personality, you feel 100% supported. And it looks to me like the past did not bring that to you. Okay. So that's what my call is, my friends, for pile number one. It looks like that person should be left in the past and move on. Now, don't I make that sound so simple? And don't you want to just slap my face a little bit? I'm sorry. But the reality is, it's just a process. Self awareness is so important. And so, self awareness, pile one, tells you that you need to just simply be aware of what you really want. What is your core desire when it comes to being in a partnership? And don't sell out. Stick with what you're wanting, and to be treated well and supported for your view, your point of view, and not be teased about it. If that's what you want, go for it. If you want more direct advice, please email me and I can do a reading just like this. I'm doing for T. Hi, T. T is the winner of our reading today. In case this is your first time here, a couple things. I always prefer to create the readings from one of my questions that come into me through email. When you guys write to me, you write the most heartfelt requests, then I can turn it into a reading just like this. And then at the end of the reading, I will pull cards for you personally, pile four, so to speak. And then y'all can watch along if you want. There's absolutely no charge for this because it's my pleasure to do it. All I request is that you feed my tip jar. What is the tip jar? It's the like button. So please do, and let's play along. We'll go to pile two. Thank you. I love when y'all give me flowers. Okay, pile two. Okay, so we're looking at that silhouette and look how beautiful it is. So, pile two, you may be a person who is artistic and maybe the visual arts. Perhaps you like to draw. You might be like me. I'm a visual artist. I love to create little videos. But there's something about your creativity that is important to you and it's fed you. There's been times in your life when your creativity kind of kept you alive, didn't it? Pile two. But there's also like creative blocks where all of a sudden you're out of sync with your own self and you can withdraw. It's hard, it's painful to have creative blocks. So in this particular pile two, I'm seeing that you are not feeling like yourself. You feel lost and you really question why the breakup happened. And the fact that it's taken your heart away from your creativity, this is very specific. This isn't going to be for everybody. But somebody here, you just haven't been creative. And if you think about it, you ask, when was the last piece I created? Or when's the last script I finished? When was the last whatever? Um, and you go back, I have a feeling that there was some sort of split right around then. Okay, so let's draw our cards and see what it is we have for you. And our main theme today, thanks to T, who wrote to me, was is there love still left there? Is it worth going back? Is it worth going back to that person? And that's such a big question. I get asked it a lot, and so that's what we're dealing with here. Pile two. Thank you for being here today, you guys. Thanks for hitting that thumbs up. And our decks today for pile two, let me just show you. The love card is coming out of this deck. And the tarot I'm using today is the Lover's Path Tarot. Now, when you order your reading, if you prefer any decks, that's absolutely part of it. All you have to do is take a note of what video this is, and I will use that very deck on your reading. All you have to do is ask. Okay, so let's display our cards here. You have the Three of Cups, Innocence. Now, in a collective reading like this, you may only resonate to like one sentence or one part of the story. Because it's not truly personal, where I'm picking up on your own energy, it's likely that you'll only resonate to part of the story. Although, for me personally, I have a couple readers and I resonate to everything, every word they say. I feel like they should say Catherine on it. So I love the power of these collective readings. Aw, yeah, there's a very sweet tenderness here on pile two. So pile two, I'm definitely getting this story here that this definitely is not over. Okay, I so appreciate the cards. I love that y'all can watch me pull these random cards out of the deck and to really feel into this part of the story. The interpretation on this comes from, I don't know, a part of me that tells that part of the story about an artist being turned away from their art, and the idea that the brokenness of this love has cut off your creativity. That's more of an idea that I don't know where that comes from. But this story is fantastic because you guys share a wonderful rapport. When it's good, it's very good, isn't it? And there's something in your connection. When you guys met, you did get heart struck, where the breath stops. There was no accident. I have a feeling that whoever introduced you was so trusted that it was right. And that's the part I think that's been confusing for you, because when the thing happened, whatever happened, you got shook to the core because you were so convinced. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to a YouTube channel for a woman named Esther Perel, Perel. She is a over 30 years psychotherapist for relationships, and she's very good at repair. And John Gottman also, Gottmann, I think, or Man, they also teach on YouTube how to repair. What they teach is that there can be really harmful things that interrupt what was meant to be. But the truth is there are human errors. There are errors in judgment. We are human. And when we've done something that destroyed this, we have to give an opportunity to something bigger than ourselves to see if it can be repaired. Now, if it can't, it can't. And then you can part ways. But in this connection, I'm sensing something overwhelmingly, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fated to be together. So this is very particular reading. Not everyone will resonate here. And T, if you're listening to this and you're feeling like you want this to be your reality, but you're not sure, because my energy with you, T, it just felt that there was some real deep, tender hurt in you around your ex-partner. And so my gut feeling is that this is for a stronger person, that they're enough into separateness from their person, that they're still functional, they're okay, but something inside them will not let them move on. Okay. And the clue for pile two is the fact that it's your creativity that's got your attention. So anybody here who's feeling that sense that you aren't as productive as you'd like to be, and you're here where you're trying to decide, you're being called to a second chance for sure. I love this card, the Innocence card. This is the Fool. Look at the blindfold, look at the flute, and there's a choice to be unaware of the surroundings and to give a fresh start here. All right, so pile two, super excited about this reading for you. I hope that and if you have a friend who you're like, oh my gosh, this is her life, she needs to listen to this, feel free to share this video. Okay, so pile two, that's all we have for you right now. Now, if you're in a situation that you would like this kind of advice, just email me. T emailed me. I woke up and found this, and her question, he or she question is about is there still love there or not? So pile one had its wisdom, and pile two, we have this beautiful promise. Now, does that mean you're supposed to run off and marry the person or something? Like right now, elope or something? No, no, no. For today, the energy is openness to what's there because it's not a closed door. Okay. So, pile three, welcome to your reading. And I really like this card. It reminds me, do you guys know the Light Seers tarot deck? It's the one I usually use, but today I'm using for pile three. Here's the deck that the Worthiness card came out of. Thank you so much for being here. I know you have busy people and have lots of YouTubes to watch, so I appreciate when you spend your time with me. Our tarot we're going to look into this card with is the Lover's Path. Okay, so the Judgment card it comes up that in my mind as I look at this. And so what that makes me think of is how quickly we can become self-judgmental, and it's so tricky because part of us wants to feel proud, like when you look in the mirror before you go out and you like how your hair looks, or you just like how your outfit, how your look, everything's sharp, you want to go out looking like that, so you make that judgment, look in the mirror, and like, there you are, and yes, I'm going out, I feel good about this. But on the other hand, if you make a mistake, then you're like on your own ass, right? Like where you're just beating yourself up. And let's say you walk out, the first thing you do when you walk out of your house on your way somewhere is you glance down and there's something spilled on your pants or something. And all of a sudden you're trapped because the damn pants aren't perfect and it ruins your entire event. So that kind of highly judgmental self criticism, this is what I'm picking up on. Interesting. Worthiness. So, can you make a connection, pile three? Can you make a connection between a loss of love in the past, something that you feel like, gosh, should I look back? It could be a family member, it could be somebody you used to work with, or a romantic love, where there's something you look back and think, I wonder if that's really finished or not. I feel like this particular card, pile three, is calling you to look at where your own self critic may be in the way. And maybe the lesson from that past relationship is something involved with that worthiness. Because if you have a part of you that picks on you and thinks you should have done that better, or why did you say that? Or there you go again. Any of that energy, what if that was connected to worthiness? What if it's that energy that doesn't let you give yourself some slack? So, pile three, that's what I'm thinking and feeling so far. So, let's pull our tarot cards and let's see what the story is underneath that oracle. And this reading, the whole entire reading is for T. T wrote me an email, asked me a question, and I'm answering through these three piles. And also, we'll pull cards, especially for T, at the end of this pile 3. But I'm feeling more of T's energy here. I feel very strongly that T is hard on herself, and she's like an ambassador of self-criticism in this reading, where sometimes you don't even want to look at yourself in the mirror. See how her eyes are closed? Sometimes it's like you might feel it's embarrassing to be yourself. I'm neurodiverse, shy. Uh, I have an unusual brain, and there are times I can feel very alone and absolutely love it, or crave it. But then when I go be social somewhere, I can feel fish out of water, where I feel like I wish I wasn't there, but I want to be part of their energy, but it's overwhelming for me. And so this judgment that you could have, like, why does this happen to me? Why? The inner why, which just locks you up in a straitjacket. Okay. If you can relate, hit that thumbs up. That's like you're giving me a tip, and I love my tip jar, people. Okay, I got a messy deck here. Let's pull ourselves 3 cards and see what the Romance Tarot has for us. Thank you for being here with me today. Appreciate you. I know it's busy and there's a gazillion tarot readers out there. So when you pick me, it's like Southwest Airlines. You have a lot of choices, and I appreciate that you pick me. Okay, let's do our story. Oops, and we have the 6 of Staves. This immediately makes me think there's this is definitely okay. So she would is dreams of that. I mean, this looks like a prince coming, right? It does. Look how handsome and, very stately, obviously a person of some substance that has a horse like that and all of that. And but yet she's not looking at him, or she's stuck here, probably scared that she'll say the wrong thing, but that part of her fantasizes that there's some connection. So as you look back at this person that you think you might want to be reconnected to, may I point something out to you, pile 3? Now, even though this person looks like they're a prince, they're not. The 6 of Staves, the staves are like the wands in the traditional tarot, and all of the suits start at the ace and they go up to the king. So this 6 of wands is just in the middle, right? It's in the middle. So this person is not princely. They're not even a knight yet. They're not even a page. All right. The page serves the king. The knight serves the queen. There's this wonderful development of the confidence and passion that a human has. Okay. So I have a feeling that you and this person in your past were just ill equipped, uninformed, maybe uneducated about how to be in a couple. And right now, there's some wonderful material. I always try to check my community section on the channel because I do put resources in there. But if you have a pen or pencil, write down Esther Perel, um, Perel, and Jimmy on relationships. He's so funny, very fast videos, but really helps teach how to treat each other. And then John Gottman, his videos teach very important lessons on how to repair when you miscommunicate. And honestly, I think that's what's going on with you, pile 3. I think you have taken into yourself that it was your fault that everything fell apart, that your inner critic is very mean to you. So in the resource box, the description box, there's something called the worry cure. And so please hit the description, find the link for Worry Cure, click there and follow the directions because you need to change your story. Even though you may have made some mistakes, the truth is you're not who you are now. You're not today who you were then. If she took her hand right now and went like that to the water, she would make that image completely disappear. And that's exactly what you can do, pile 3. And you must do it. You must forgive yourself for being immature. This looks like a king and they're not. This might be the pile who fell in love when they were 16 and they still think back to that time and think, oh, what might have been. All right, so go to the description box and look for one of those resources and just follow the directions and start to let yourself let go of stuff that is dead and gone. Okay, so I think that your thoughts about your person right now, I think it's exactly right. I think that the universe is calling you to look at this person. But my gut feeling is it doesn't mean you have to get together with them. The reminders of what happened might be all you're supposed to do, and just do some processes around that. And again, the description box has practical tools you can use today. Seven of coins. This shows me, pile three, that you have been working on yourself. You definitely have turned, a part of you has turned your back on this connection. And I would say, if I were to guess, it's your intellect. In your mind, you know that this was a time in your past and you know there's really no going back. But there's a part of you that longs for the connection. This is a time when tapping can be very helpful. When your mind does is knows the truth, but something in your heart won't let go. I do personal tapping with people. It's my honor to do that. But right now, today, you can go, well, there's countless tapping experts online. All you have to do is use the YouTube search for tapping for heartbreak and something will come up. But Brad Yates, my favorite guy, I've known him over 20 years and I just adore his videos. They're short, they're to the point, and I would check it out. Okay. But if your mind is more sure that you've left it in the past and your heart is still engaged, this is what the work is that you're doing right now. So the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Coins, this is the message. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Is the work you're doing to put your past behind you, is it worth it to you? Hell yes. Hell to the yes. Your lessons, your tender, tender heart that's been picking on your own self for every mistake you ever made, right? You're so hard on yourself. And then I love that for a worthiness message, because are you worth changing your inner language? Or is it worth it for you to remove that habit of constantly criticizing yourself? Is it worth it? And then I would ask you, next question, how badly do you want to feel more connected to someone? And if your answer is real bad, Catherine, I real bad, I promise, then it has to be worth it for you to learn how to shut off that inner critic. I personally can teach that. We could have a session together and I can teach it. So if this is you and you want help, email me because I can show you how to help yourself for sure. Tapping, once you learn how, you don't, it's free. You need to be taught how, and I'll give you the direct YouTube videos to watch. All right. So reach out to me. We haven't even looked at our third card yet, but this is really juicy. And July is juicy. I don't know what's going on. The energy is crazy. But right now, what we're seeing is that you are being acknowledged for the work you're doing. You're taking very good care of the little crop of desire that you're working on so that you can go forward and meet somebody who's more kingly for you. And the Four of Coins. Beautiful. I love her. Look at her. Okay, I love the cards. Let's look at the comparison here, right? What is the energy difference? Just look at it. Dreamy, looking into the water, fantasizing, oh, just like, oh, wouldn't it be nice? And someone comes in and takes care of me and everything's delicious. And then you look here and she's like, take care of me. I'm ready. I'm the person that you support, right? Complete flip in energy. And the fact that she's got her back turned to this, you don't want to attract somebody that is immature for you. You don't want to attract someone who's not ready for every bit of who you are. This is an opportunity for you to really pause for a minute, evaluate this habit. This, you do have a habit of talking down to yourself inside, and you know who I'm talking to. You can get over that habit. It's a skill. You can learn it. I can teach you. And if you watch my videos, I teach it all the time. Every video I do, I'm putting out there to help you learn a new language, how to talk about things that are changing. You all are like beautiful caterpillars, gorgeous, like monarch caterpillars, the gorgeous striped caterpillar that volunteers to go into a cocoon and is going to hatch to something. And this is where you're at. So I would say the person you're thinking about in the past is a treasure to you. See how the figure back there, that king? You have people in your past, it's fallen apart. There's been love lost. You need to deal with that. But not that when you think of them, it's not, do I call them up and go live with them again? No, it's just saying deal with what didn't work, deal with it. In the description box, there's something called the soulmate generator. It's one of my favorite tools. I thought of it in my mind. I knew what I wanted, and my brother is a programmer, and so he made it for me. And it works. Just follow the directions. You need to find a way to tell your story, get it out of you, not to your friends, not to a counselor even, just telling your story in a way that lets you let it go is enough to start changing your energy, because this is the call in your future. Look at that confidence. Look at that. And I noticed the red and orange in here. The orange is a creativity, and there's a big creativity message in pile one. So if you're at all drawn to that, go ahead, and I will put timestamps in. And then also family of origin. So I feel like there may be things within your family of origin that you're just having ahas about. It's like, oh, that explains. Oh, maybe that's why I feel like this or that. All right, pile three. So again, this is one where the past energy for that past loved one is not giving a definitive answer, but my feeling is that the reconnection is more about you learning about what you really want than actually reconnecting with them. Now, I'm excited to do our pile number four, the winners pile. T wrote me an email and told me her personal question. That's what created this reading. So, in gratitude for her, he or she writing to me, I am now going to pull cards specifically for her. Him, they, forgive my pronouns. Um, as we go forward now, we know for sure that this is not for you, or is it? The cool thing about collective readings is there is proof positive of being in the right place at the right time. If you come upon a reading and you don't resonate, you just click away and find another. But if you hear something in the reading that resonates with you, it could be just one sentence or even one word, but it interrupts the inner talking, the constant questioning and wondering if you're doing the right thing. It interrupts that. And then you have a chance to feel the wisdom of your inner being. This is the figurine that I'm featuring right now in every reading because I have learned T over time that whenever, primarily from the work of Abraham Hicks, because I've listened to them for over 20 years, and you can't listen to that over and over without it getting tattooed in your mind. And what they teach is that we have a non physical part of ourselves, the greater part of ourselves, energetically, spiritually, huge sense of beingness. It's on the other side. And then on the human side, our human self is just a mere shadow of what this being is, and they call it being a blended being. And what they teach that it moves me every time is that anytime you're feeling out of sorts or upset, it simply means that you're looking at the situation from a different point of view as your inner being. And in this figurine is perfectly placed because she's looking that way and inner being is looking that way. I mean, your inner being's view of your problems isn't even close to what your problems are. That's why people order personal readings because they're stuck for a long time and they want to talk. They want to be able to get personal guidance. They don't want to have a collective reading. And some of us do that, some of us don't, depending on what our needs are. I love meeting people and I love being able to give direct advice through the cards. So this reading today, my very first, the reason I did that little teaching for you, T, is because that's what you need to remember. Right now, if you look back at your past love and you're sensing you don't feel good, right? Do you know what being in the vortex is, you guys? Are you Abraham fans? And they talk about being in the vortex, that your lover is in the vortex. Where are you? Well, the vortex to me is a state of mind of being calm, relaxed, and awake. You're in the vortex when you're sound asleep, but it doesn't do you any good because you don't enjoy it. So being in the vortex is calm, relaxed, awake. That's why people like to meditate because it's a way they get in there. But you might get in there by running or by painting. But if you're calm, relaxed, and alert, you're at your most magnetic self. That's what I believe. And so if my point of view switches off and all of a sudden I'm relying on my human point of view, I feel nervous and anxious and I wonder what's going to happen next. And my inner being always is there saying, don't worry, be happy, not to quote a corny song, but shall we go on? Plus, if you watch Abraham, that's all they talk about. They again and again they say, if it doesn't feel good, stop doing it. So going forward, T, here's your card. So I would say this is a very clear answer, my darling T. But we are going to pull cards because Catherine does not want to jump to conclusions. Let me show you what deck I'm using. And also, if when you order your reading, I will use whatever deck you choose. If you leave it up to me, that's cool. But if you enjoy one of the decks that I've used here, I'm always willing to use that on your reading. So for T, to me, this looks like dating is the answer, which means it's best to leave the past in the past. Now, why do I say that? Because even if let's just pretend for a minute, T, that this person you really believed was your soulmate. Like in the beginning when it started, it felt like that. It was star-crossed loverland. You knew that this was the person. That's what, let's just say that that's happening. And there's been a breakup. And so it's no longer this vibe of the reaching for one another. In fact, it's the opposite. Here's what I say to you because I had to break up with someone in a similar situation. And I needed to help myself do it because there were so many signs that it was past the expiration date. Not every relationship is forever. And that I know for sure. I'm 71 now. And I know for sure friendships, family relationships, everything's shifting and changing. And learning how to really enjoy the friendships, the partners you have right now in your life. Push yourself to have as much pleasure as you can because it's constantly shifting. So, if my ex was going to come back to me, this wouldn't be enough. What worked the first time would not work again because I kind of got fooled. I didn't see their character clearly and I made some mistakes like getting married to the person. It was a very painful mistake. But he acted in a different way and so did I in the beginning. So here's how I solved it, T. This is the advice that I have for you before we even look at the cards. But I needed to have a way to let him back in to my storyline. I needed to have and I thought, well, if he said certain things to me, I could let him back in. The first thing was, Kat, I've been in therapy, and when I think about what happened between us, I'm just sick about it. Could we meet and have coffee? I'd love to talk. If I got that message, I'm all over it. It's a hell yes. But if he came at me all like that again with romance and sweetness, it was a hell no, because it didn't let me see what I was dealing with. What else might work? It might work to say, Kat, I've been going to 12 steps for about 6 weeks. And just listening to everyone tell their story, I realized how difficult it must have been for you when we were together. Again, if that man asked me for coffee, I would say yes. It would be a hell yes, because I would be very curious about what they have to say for themselves. But I would not be open if he came with gifts and flowers. Okay. So let's pull the cards. And thank you for my indulging me on sharing a personal story. I'm never sure about that because some people just want the cards and that's it. But I feel for T, I feel like if you want to let your person in, you need to make yourself some sentences like that. Now, I'm going to email you back and let's communicate because I can help you. I would be my pleasure to help you with a couple of sentences that you can write down and say, if this person came back to me and said something like this, I am open. If they come back to me with anything else, I am closed. And I think we have a right to do that. Look at the fence, protect yourself. Okay. So let's see what we have for you, T. And thank you for emailing me. I'm so grateful that you're a member of my channel. Be sure to check the community tab, T, because I do pretty much every day put some resources in there and I share exactly the tools that I use to maintain this calm state of mind. You can walk around in what Abraham calls the vortex. You can walk around being at ease. And the easiest way is just appreciating. So right now it's hot here, but the clouds in the sky are so gorgeous and the flowers are blooming. And it's possible to walk around and say, I really appreciate that gorgeous rose bush. I appreciate it instead of thinking, I wonder if they love me. Okay. So here's your cards, T. I got distracted looking at the rose bush. Six of coins. Interesting. King of coins. Let me put these up here a little bit. And triumph. Okay. So, T, here's what I'm seeing for you, my friend. I think that the person in your past was a breadcrumber. I didn't even know what a breadcrumb was until I was older, like old. But what breadcrumbing is, I came to find out, is when somebody only gives you a little bit. And I've had friendships like that. I've certainly known partners, they wanted to be my partner, but they would breadcrumbing me. Maybe once a week, I get a little text that said, how's your day going? But no invitation to spend time with me. And so somebody taught me that they interpret the six of coins as the breadcrumbing card at times, depending on the other cards. So I really see this. I feel like this is such a promise to you. Look at this beautiful promise, T, because in your heart of hearts, you want to matter to somebody, right? You want to feel them needing and wanting your time and your attention. And when it may be nice to get, the romance and the, all that, but at the end of the day, that deep connection is what you're hungering for. So this is the card that would symbolize the close of a cycle, coming into a brand new chapter. And I feel like this reading could be pivotal for you, T, because when you are able to deal with this, and there, the soulmate generator, it's in the description box. I'll also send you the link. Using that will help you get rid of old energies that are holding you to this dream. Something about this person has you're just so curious about them and you're stuck on the cycle that was going on here. But your promise is that in your future, you have something completely different. You have in your future the capability of attracting someone who's quite sophisticated and is more mature. The breadcrumbing thing just comes because of, I'd like to say these people are ill informed and they're immature. And they're not like mean spirited, they just don't have a clue. And if your person is introverted, and it may be hard for them to what's that word, oh, socially awkward, if they're that way, you may have gotten hurt feelings and it wasn't their fault. They didn't realize, they weren't purposely non-committal, they just, their habit patterns kind of killed what was there. Whatever, let it go. Remember, I said if they say the sentences, like if they say, look, back in the day when I didn't pay attention to you, now that I see what it was like for you, I really feel bad. Can we talk? you know, or back in the day, remember when you wanted to go to this place or you wanted to vacation then, and I was like, no, 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 I don't want to do that. I really regret that because that would have been really fun for us. Some sort of, ownership of what they did. However, honestly, this energy to me, if this is your past, this is what's happening right now. You're getting prepared for a whole new type of person, and you deserve that. Pile 3T, remember, it was about this worthiness thing and you being able to tell the truth about yourself. Here's what I would suggest. If you have a pencil, you can write these down. But here's a couple of affirmations for you so that you can approach dating again. It's unlikely that you're good, that your next person's going to come parachuting into your yard, although it could happen. But the biggest chance for you, T, is to let yourself become available, and you can do that energetically. I'll talk about that in just a second, and begin to talk it out loud while you're walking. I'm open and available to new people coming into my life. I am, just while you're walking, mutter, say it to yourself. I'm open and available to new people coming into my life. Doesn't that feel good? It's not boyfriend, girlfriend, it's just new energy. Everybody has a single cousin. Everybody has some person they know that's single. The best way to be connected is an introduction. But if you look at dating, and right now it makes you want to throw up, but you just change your point of view. If dating brings me what I'm longing for, I can learn to be willing to look at it. So you can soften up your affirmation. Another really cool one is, wouldn't it be nice if it was easier to meet new, what do we call them, potential matches? Wouldn't it be nice if it was easy to meet great partners? Wouldn't it be nice if I was able to move beyond my immature years and step to someone who really can support a relationship? Wouldn't it be nice if I was automatically drawn to mature people ready for commitment? See how those feel? Now, you might want to check out Jessica Heslop, Heslop, and her manifesting affirmations. I do have them on my community. She's got a wonderful voice, and also the affirmations are so inspiring because we need love from not only a partner, some of us, we need to feel more connected to lots of different people. And so just opening yourself up gently. This card, T, see that railing there? For you, I do feel you may consider yourself a highly sensitive person. If you've never heard that term, make sure that you look up HSP, or highly sensitive person, because there are people that have issues just with the fabrics they wear or the way the lighting hits them that can overwhelm your sensory system. And it creates kind of a wanting to shield everything. There's so many great websites that teach about that. Highly recommend. And also, you know what? I'll just add things to your email, T. But suffice it to say, the universe is behind you 100% to hold on to that dream of desiring connection and to do what it is you're needing to do to build that confidence to get there. You can start with the soulmate generator right there in the description box. It's action. Sorry for that little interruption, everybody. Yep, sorry for that interruption, everyone. T, that was your reading. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today and being with me. I appreciate you all so much. If you would like to have a reading just like this one, where I read the three piles and then you actually get to own pile four, I welcome that. And the question could be about anything. As long as I can create a group reading out of it, I will do so. So thank you again for your time, for your attention. This is Catherine, Fish Out of Water Tarot, and I love our meetings, love when we can get together. We will talk to you at the next live. Bye, y'all.